Good afternoon, everyone. Oh my god, my hair. What's happening? Hello. 1 second. I might have a surprise. I need to check something. There is a squirrel outside eating my nuts. And I might be able to get it on film. 1 second. Be right back. That's what I was watching for like the 10 minutes that I was waiting for the stream to start. Yeah, we have a bird feeder outside, and we occasionally, well, very frequently recently, I get visits from squirrels. And yeah, they just like hang upside down on the bird feeder, eating the nuts that's inside the feeder. So I decided that, hey, it'd be pretty cute if we got to see the squirrels eating as they normally do with their tiny hands. So I decided to put some outside in a little bowl, and yeah, get to have some fun that way. So that's what I was watching for like 10 minutes. Why am I out of breath? God, I'm out of shape. Anyway, how are you all? Who we got here? Pogaraj Roy, thank you very much for being here. Forgot about the notification. Also, my mind is scattered in different directions. Oh, hope you're able to fix that. But glad to have you here regardless. That's chill restaurant music. Indeed. Restaurant music? A good restaurant, I'd say. A high class one. Ones that don't... A restaurant that doesn't have TVs on the wall. Rowan Ellis, hello. How is it going? Cheeky monkey emoji. And Sophie W, evening squirrel. Yes. Or as the Germans say, squirrel. I think. Can't remember. My wife. She knows the pronunciation of it. But she also makes fun of my British / proper pronunciation of squirrel. Unlike Americans who say squirrel. But how are you? How are you and Sophie W? Or Sophie? You're Sophie from the Discord, right? I'll stick with Sophie. Eating my nuts. Yes, that's what it's doing. Those are my nuts. I purchased them with Earth money, and they're technically my nuts. So those squirrels are chomping on my nuts right now. Glacial Creations, hello, how is it going? You mean a squirrel feeder? I mean, it technically is a squirrel feeder at this point. They actually knocked the feeder off, because it like hangs on a thing, and they knocked it off. They tried to steal it. They like pulled out one of the little posts the birds is supposed to stand on. Cheeky little buggers they are. There was like 3 on the porch earlier, and they got into a fight with each other because one of them just kept hogging all the nuts. It is quite a grown-up squirrel. I think it's been coming back throughout the day. It's getting its fill of nuts, and it might be overdoing it. I don't know. You have such a goth Tobey Maguire moment the first few seconds. Let's see. I mean, I did used to have bangs like this back in my days, as you saw in last week's thumbnail, or the weeks before. Can't get it right. I've never been able to get bangs right, and whenever like I end up separating it, I end up like making weird bald patches. Like I have plenty of hair, but like I end up just like covering up bare areas on it. I really need to get a haircut though. I'm long overdue. That'll do. Oh, you know, curly bang, whatever. Syndrome Noir, hello, hi, how are you doing? You're not unfit, just exasperated by life. That is very true, yes, life is very tiresome. I've had enough, and it needs to calm down a little bit. Sophie from the Discord. Yes, I'm good. A jackdaw dropped cheese on me today. What is a jackdaw? I recognize the name. It's one of those things that slip in my mind. Jackdaw. Oh, it's a bird. Oh, yeah, I know that bird. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I don't know. Is that a good luck thing that it dropped cheese? Where did it get the cheese? Squirrel. Squirrel. Yeah, Germans aren't very good at the pronunciation of the R's next to the L's, I think. So, squirrel. Oh, look, a squirrel over there. Sorry, Germans. Speaking of Germans, Gottsweinreich, how are you doing? Assuming you're German. Good evening, or maybe rather time of day, everyone. How are you doing, Guts? But yes, as you saw by the thumbnail, they're going to be playing Hades 2 soon. Hades, if you're unaware of it, is a roguelite game where you have to make your way through various levels and the layout changes every single time. So no two runs are identical. You can pick your weapon and you can get a series of buffs throughout the run, and that's randomized too. Like, different gods that you'll encounter will give you different buffs. Sometimes you can get amazing stuff, sometimes you can get not so good stuff, but you know, it's about trying to build something that works for the kind of run that you're going for. But yeah, the objective is just to get as far down as you can without dying, and if you die, back to the beginning. But the cool thing about Hades, if you haven't played the original, because Hades 2 is very similar, is that there is like an overarching story as well, and that story is pretty reactive to the stuff that you do. So like if you die to certain bosses or certain enemies, you'll get like comments on it. And yeah, it's really neat. Like, I don't know how they did it, but there is like so many voice lines in this game. Every single time you talk to someone, like, they're pretty much bound to not repeat themselves. But you can also like build up, because yeah, like I say, you get buffs in the run, but there are also like permanent buffs that you can get. So each time you go, you learn something new, you build up more power. It's really cool. Playing Slay the Spire along with the stream. Well, there we go, another roguelite. I've played Slay the Spire here and there. I do really like it, but god, I run into so many walls during Slay the Spire where it's just like, oh my god, I feel completely unprepared for this. I managed to beat it once, but I think that's about it. Whereas Hades, the first game, I've beaten numerous times. I can't claim to be amazing at it, but I have managed to beat it a few times. Never with like the difficulty modifiers or anything. I'm too much of a coward for that. I've been playing Balatro quite a bit though. If you haven't played Balatro, give it a go. It's super cheap. It is a very, very good game. Very addictive too. Salari started as the feed the bird tuppence a bag from Mary Poppins, and now Salari out here buying nuts for squirrels to feed on. Yeah, it's one. I actually made. We have the nut feeder, and we've also got a hummingbird feeder too, which I made some food for the other day. Which hummingbird food is super easy to make. You just make like 1 cup of sugar and 3 cups of water, and there we go. You just boil it until it all dissolves. Well, not dissolves, until it all, like, you know, incorporates. So you got sugar, water. So I put one of those up, and we've already got quite a few. Always fascinating to see hummingbirds. The only problem with them is that if you ever get have you ever had a hummingbird fly right up to you? It's kind of terrifying, because that fluttering of their wings is super loud when it gets close. It's like having a bee fly right next to your ear or something like that. Did you play the first Hades? Yes, I did quite a bit. Yeah, like I said, I managed to complete it a few times. I don't think I got the conclusion of the story though. Like, I didn't beat it enough to get that out of it. But yes, I did spend a good amount of time. I was actually in very early access for that game before it like became super popular, and I was kind of surprised to see how popular it got, because it was kind of just like a sleeper early access thing. Like, it was a very small group of people playing it and talking about it, but then like as soon as it had its full release, it just exploded in popularity, which is great because, you know, it deserved it. It was a very good game. Also, if you're a Baldur's Gate 3 fan, there will be a voice that you recognize in Hades 2. A very recognizable voice. I won't say who it is or when it is, but you'll have to say when you recognize it. I'm doing well with an early summer, it seems, in Germany. How are you doing? I'm pretty good, yeah. I've been tired. I've been working on the next video, which I mentioned previously, is talking about disposable culture and media, like how, you know, the music, TV shows, movies, etc. The stuff that we consume is very one and done, you know, because of the nature of how we consume media these days, namely through streaming services. It creates the conditions in which we aren't given enough time to digest something. It becomes the case where people just listen to it, then move on, because new things are coming out constantly. And it doesn't really give things the chance to gain like a legendary status or something. So, you know, when we think about legendary music icons, in the video I use David Bowie as an example because I'm a big fan of David Bowie. He has been very important in my life. Like, we're not really creating David Bowies anymore. We're not really giving people the opportunity to become David Bowies. People that are like massively influential in music and will be around, they'll be discussed like 40, 50 years down the line and beyond that. Like, David Bowie will forever be in our consciousness when it comes to discussions of music. But can anyone really name any artists today that we're going to be talking about with fondness in 40 to 50 years time? I don't think so. I'm sure some people might like to argue someone like Taylor Swift might be, but I don't know. I don't think that counts. Barack Obama, is that you? Angela Merkel. Kate McKinnon's Angela Merkel impression was great. Toomey, hello, how is it going? Excuse me. How are you doing, fellow streamer? What are you playing on stream these days, Toomey? Will try Balatro, thanks. You will not regret it. You'll have to learn poker, or at least like the basics of poker, because it's not, you're not competing against other players in it. But once you learn the hands, and you can like pull up a menu that shows you whatever the hands are, and you'll get accustomed to it very quickly. But yeah, I actually considered playing Balatro on stream, but I wasn't sure how entertaining people would find it, if I'm honest. Even though it can be a very exciting game. Hummingbirds is cute. Yeah, hummingbirds are very cute. They're very fascinating creatures just because of how much they flap their wings. I think it's like 70 flaps per second, which is pretty absurd. But yeah, they're just one of those interesting outliers in the animal kingdom and the bird kingdom as well. Yes, so many shows would be huge classics if they aired weekly 10 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, if you have a show that is able to air over a span of time as opposed to just something that's dumped on Netflix in a day and people watch in a weekend, and then, you know, next thing you know, people the week after are just moving on to the next thing, then it just doesn't give it time. Whereas if you have, take like for example a show like The Sopranos. Like, I've actually never seen The Sopranos. It's one of those shows I've always meant to go back to, but it's a show that people still talk about to this day, and part of that was because it aired over so many months and so many years, and during those spaces of time where it wasn't on TV, like even if it was the week between episodes, it would give people some time to actually like talk about it, to, you know, talk theories and characters and all that kind of stuff. So people had the time to digest, people had the time to let it build up, give it presence in their brains, and that rooted something in them. That's what made it a classic. Whereas now it's like, you know, think of like something really popular, like Stranger Things. Like, I watched that last season. I can barely remember a thing that happened in it because like we watched it over a weekend or a week or something, and it's gone. It's just, all right, that's done. What else is on? I think the only real way that you can digest stuff these days and let it stick with you is multiple watches. But because there is so much new stuff coming out, a lot of people don't tend to do that unless they like really find something that they connect with in a show. I remember Family Guy doing a bit on Netflix. I remember they had a joke on, I can't remember if you, I don't know if you're referring to something else, but I remember that they made like one joke about Netflix where it said like, yeah, Netflix is great if you like 20 seconds of buffering while you're watching a show. And I was like, who the fuck wrote that joke? Like, what kind of internet do they have? Like, I assume it's pretty good since they're an American writer working on an American show in America. But yeah, it was just a weird joke. Then again, Family Guy isn't exactly known for its strong, incisive humor these days. But because they've come out all at once, streaming never forgotten. Yeah, exactly. It's not enough time. Never enough time. Which, yeah, some shows in the past, like, 10 years, like, some shows that have been released are, like, some of the best things ever made. Like, some of the movies that's been released in the past 10 years have been some of the best movies ever made. But we won't really talk about them that much. Like, let's take, for example, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Incredible movie. Like, truly unique in what it is. And yes, we were raving about it at the time when it came out. And rightfully so. It deserved that attention. But is it something we're going to be talking about in like 20, 30 years time? Is it going to be like Jaws, Taxi Driver, the original Star Wars trilogy? Like, is it going to reach those heights? No, it's not. And it sucks because they do deserve that recognition. It's been great. I've been blessed with a new PC. Oh, I've been playing No Straight Roads right now. The footage is so crisp. Excellent. Yeah, I meant to play No Straight Roads. It always interested me, but I never got around to it. Is it any good? I've heard good things. I've heard really good things about it. This is another thing that kind of flew under the radar from what I remember. We have David Bowie's, they're just not considered family friendly, and the status quo. Well, you know, I mean, who would that be though? You know, as David Bowie's, like I said, I'm talking about things like long-lasting legacies, like Hall of Fame or all-time greats kind of thing. I've always wondered how Sopranos and The Wire were distributed. Maybe too young to process it. People pirated it, I guess. Back then, like, piracy wasn't as bad as it is now, and that's because television was more affordable back then, especially like even things like premium cable, because both The Sopranos and The Wire were on HBO, which around that time I think it was like $15 a month or something, which, you know, as deals go, like, that's not as good as paying for a streaming service which has thousands of shows and movies on it. But they were like weekly. It was on television, and one of the big reasons why those shows ended up catching on was because of physical media. Like, those shows ended up being released on DVD, and they took off from that. People were buying like box set DVDs and they'd be able to return to it. That's something else I cover in the video. Like, the lack of physical media that we have now is something that contributes to that idea that the media we consume doesn't have the value that it should, whereas having a tangible product in front of you gives something value. It's very fun. Definitely should play it. I'll give it a shot. Like, because it's quite a musical game, is it? It's like rhythm-ish, if I'm right. No straight roads. Britney Spears, although she's taken a hiatus. See, I wouldn't say Britney Spears has that musical impact, because what Britney Spears was doing was basically just pop music. And I'm not saying that to undermine the quality of the music that she made. It's just, it had been done before. Whereas someone like David Bowie, the amount of influence that he had with like his musical styles, his aesthetic as well, and his experimentation is what contributed to it. He did new things that hadn't been heard of before, and those new things ended up causing other artists to follow suit in some way, shape, or form. I also think people were willing to pay more for TV because there was less other entertainment to compete with, mainly the internet. Yeah, because if you wanted quality content, it was there. You had to wait for it, but that's why HBO used to be such a premium service. But it's sort of emblematic with how HBO is now. Like, this whole thing, HBO kind of represents it, because HBO pivoted from being a premium TV model, like premium, high quality, high value TV shows, and now they just like do anything. Like, they've branched out in just to a typical streaming service which just churns out stuff that really doesn't have like much forethought to it. I will say FX is picking up where HBO left off, because FX have some truly fantastic shows. The most recently, the show Shogun is incredible. Like, that is an exceptional show. It's 10 episodes. I don't know if there'll be a third season, but if you're interested, if you've heard of Shogun, if you haven't, look it up. It is so damn good. Like, it has a staggering level of quality to that show, both in its acting, its production. It's exceptional. I think there's definitely an underground movement to get those DVDs. Physical media should always be important, especially in things like the games industry, where they're just removing stuff at the drop of a hat, especially with streaming, where there are shows that just get removed for no reason. Well, reasons like not being able to retain the rights of something. It's very important. It's just inconvenient, physical media. And a lot of people don't like that inconvenience. A lot of people don't like having to go to their Blu-ray player just to like swap out discs for a few episodes or something. But yeah, physical media is extremely important, and it should be preserved. The games industry in particular has a serious issue with preservation. Not enough companies care about it. Nintendo is especially bad about it, which is kind of ridiculous considering the kind of legacy that they have. Yeah, physical media is really important, and I think we need to like really work on that some more. All right, tell you what, let's load up the game then. Hades 2. Hades nuts. All right. Immaturity aside. I don't have tea today because I just had a cup before I started. And if I have more, I'm afraid I'll be rushing to the bathroom over and over again. Hades. Alright, let me... The game capture on OBS isn't great. Let me just do this manually. There we go. Oh yeah, and like I said, this is early access as well. So there might be some issues with it. You know, it's not a complete game, but it is very, very good for early access. We'll check the audio levels and stuff as well as we start. There we go, early access. It's not done yet. Is that music too loud? Is it fine? Let's see. I have to have my sliders at 5 or 0. Don't know why. I just have to. Let's do 70. There we go. Pretty loud. Oh yeah, and let me know if any of it is coming through the microphone as well. It does get quiet when I talk just because I have it set up so it's called a noise gate, so it will dim the background noise whenever I talk just so it's not conflicting with each other. So yeah, that is a intentional thing. But I will talk whenever there's dialogue. Okay. So as you can see, I already have a run, but I'm going to start a fresh run for this one.
Few tales are told of Hades, whose reign as grim lord of the dead came to a sudden end when all at once his past caught up with him. But gods do not go quietly, and history repeats. So this tale was only a matter of time.
Okay. Throws you right into it. And yes, the enemy in this one is Kronos,
For my family.
who is the Titan of Time. Okay, so skill-wise, you get a basic attack, which you can make into a dash attack. You have a cast, which that can be changed depending on your boons. And you have this AoE spell as well, which you can use to hold people in place. But they all use mana, which is that blue bar at the top. Oh, let me... music is still a bit loud. Is it loud right now? It seems pretty quiet to me. Narrator sounds like Salari. I wish that was my voice. Volcratch, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your evening. So let me move my camera, because that's obstructing some stuff. There we go. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to be playing with a controller as well, just because I prefer to just sit back and relax with a controller. Alright, here we go. First room. You're so cool. Oh, thank you.
Lost souls. I'll make the Titan pay.
If you craft it, you can use a terrain to kill enemies.
Not a chance. It's him.
Oh yeah, there's collectibles here which you can use to craft stuff.
Molly.
When does the game fully come out? They haven't said yet. It might be near the end of this year. It might be at the beginning of next. But yeah, they haven't set a date for it. But like I said, this early access version right now is feels very, very substantial. Alright, so we're gonna pick up a boon.
Just a spell. It's just another spell. 10 words. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Greetings from Olympus and well met there, Sunshine. Look, we can't get to the Titan, but if you truly mean to stop him, then the least I can do is light your way down.
Alright, so let's see the boons. Your attack deals more damage in a larger area. Your sprint is faster and inflicts daze on nearby foes, and it tells you what it is as well. So daze, curse, afflicted foes have a 20% chance to deal no damage, last 9 seconds. Lucid gain, while standing in your casts, which is that circle, gradually restore your magic power, basically. I'm gonna go for the attack, just because that's 40% increase is really good. It hits a wider area, and you know, you attack a lot.
Aid. I'll see if I need theirs. Come. They're slowing down.
By the way, is the music all right now? Because I feel like it might be getting high during the combat encounters. Oh yeah, after each encounter, you pick up a new item or a buff. This one right here allows you to increase buffs when you're in the hub area. It'll make sense later on. But yeah, common reward for clearing encounters in Cerberus and beyond, mostly used for unlocking Arcana cards, which will be your buffs that stick with you, basically. This one right here. So you get to choose. This is the same reward that we just got before. This allows you to upgrade other things. I'm going to go for more of these. Welcome to hell. Heldies. These banshees can be a pain. They can like chase you while doing a laser blast in front of them. Or whoop. So the ones with the yellow bars on them, that's basically armor that's on them. They can't be hit stunned like the typical enemies, but once you break that yellow bar, you can do. You'll see more of those the further you go through a level. Okay, so not sure what this is. This will be a buff, or we can get more money. I'm gonna go for another buff. A boof.
Spindles.
These ones are pretty easy, but when there's loads of them, they can be a problem.
Almost finished.
There we go.
Flame sigil.
Alright, who is this?
I thought the fire goddess never got involved.
Oh.
In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Well, look at you, hot stuff. Come to help the elderly. Oh, what a good girl you are. And here I was, just about to burn this whole blasted place to the ground myself. Now, here's a little warm-up for ya.
Let me move my camera window again and see it's over the dialogue. She has an accent from my area. She's from Yorkshire. Look at you, what stuff. Come to help the elderly. Alright, so... Wait, what? Uh-oh. Okay, I thought I encountered a bug there. Let's see, so she's got a rare one. Rapidly restore magic power, but you have minus 20% to the health. No. Your cast repeatedly inflicts scorch on foes. Afflicted foes take 40 damage accrued from this every 1 second. Hold glowing coal, hold cast to aim a fiery projectile that explodes on impact. The binding circle forms there. Tough call. I'm gonna try this one. I've not seen these skills before, so I'm experimenting here. Okay, now this is the shop for Charon, not Karen. I would go there, but I don't have a lot of gold right now. The only thing I'd be able to buy is some health. Wait a second. Did I just pick the thing that cost me HP, or was I already 30 health? I'm pretty sure I was already 30 health, right? Oh well. Oh yeah, let's try this out. Ooh!
Still.
Oh my god. It's a cool spell, but you need to stand still for it for quite a bit. By the way, if you all want to talk about anything else while I'm doing this, like, go ahead. I won't be offended. I haven't played the game, but if I'm in doubt, I tend to take the rare offers. I generally do go for the rare stuff, but on an occasion where it costs you something like HP at such an early point in the game, it seems like a tall order. Oh, this is a mini boss. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, well, this is great. My run is about to end just as it begun. Oh my god. Well,
Return to Shadow now.
that was a far rougher first run. That was a far rougher first run than my save.
Back already.
Just making a pot of tea. What kind of tea?
Damn it.
I'm watching and considering if I should stream Hades in the future. Go ahead, yeah. Like I say, it's a really fun game. Oh yeah, we have a little frog pet too.
See what I get for staying out all night, Frunos. Mwah.
Ribbit. Yeah, so this is the hub area where you go to after you die. And there's a bunch of people here and little environmental aspects like this ghost.
This old unfinished painting. Don't look away. Don't forget all that the Titan took from you.
Did she kiss that frog? Yeah, she wants it to turn into a prince.
Who dares disturb my eternal rest? You trifle with powers far beyond your comprehension, witch. Speak!
That was pretty decent, right, Mel? Maybe pushing it. Okay if I call you witch like that?
Which worked for me in context. And a solid haunting all in all, Dora. But I'd better run. Something I have to do.
Then be gone.
It was a warm-up run. Yeah, it was a trial by fire, that's for sure. Like I said, my first run of this,
Tall and show no.
and I'm not trying to brag here, but my first run I was able to actually beat the main boss of that level. But I also didn't encounter the mini boss like I did during that one. Alright,
There you are. Come here.
now let's see if you recognize the voice.
Time forced our hand, Melinoe. Nary a soul expected you to slay our enemy last night, on a new moon, no less. But you accomplished something of great import.
I lack such forgiveness for my failure, Headmistress Hecate. The Titan yet lives, and Olympus yet burns, while I'm back where I started. What is it
Oops.
You're here to speak of it. Recovered in body, if not in spirit. You've not failed, merely begun. Thus may you learn, grow stronger, and complete your task. Death to Kronos.
Anyone recognize it?
Death to Kronos.
If you're someone that's played Baldur's Gate and you don't recognize it, you're gonna kick yourself.
Be well, Headmistress.
And you, Melinoe.
Bingo, Syndrome Noir, Amelia Tyler, aka the narrator for all of Baldur's Gate 3.
This cauldron's filthy still, alas. But there's something at our altar you may use. And I've unsealed the silver pool as well. We shall await your safe return. May moonlight guide you.
Thank you, Headmistress.
Also, just so you're aware, when it comes to my style of playing a game, I'm a very thorough player, so I tend to comb through most things. I do side quests of all types whenever I can. I don't go necessarily for 100%. Like, you know, if there's collectibles or something that are a pain to get, I'll let that be. But yeah, I do tend to be very thorough with what I do. I just put that out there because I know some people like to go through their games, like just blaze through the main story and everything like that. I'm not like that. And I know that can probably sometimes be tedious to watch. But when I go back here, I talk to everyone, interact with everything that I can.
Hail, Shades. Our fight is just getting started.
Yes, correct, Sophie. The storyteller / narrator, Amelia Tyler from Baldur's Gate 3. It's a very distinctive voice, that one. It's a really great voice. Never played Baldur's... Yeah, no, I don't expect everyone to have played it, but, you know, she's gained some good notoriety of the back of it. And she was cast for this role before Baldur's Gate 3 as well.
The Crossroads, that haven hidden twixt the surface and the underworld, conceals those still loyal to Lord Hades, rightful ruler of the dead.
A fellow flavor text hunter. That is correct, yes. I
will retake my father's realm.
I like to get my mileage out of games, so yeah, it's always the case. Like if I just go through the laundry list of things to do before like I wrap everything up. Unless I'm getting bored with the game, you know, then I'll just like go through it, but you know.
Already hit a wall. Knocked your scrawny ass all the way back here. It's insane that she's sending you out on foot, all on your own.
Your skepticism's duly noted.
And also I believe there is like some romance aspects that you can have with a character. I've yet to see it.
Tell me you killed the bastard. Drove your staff into his wretched skull, slid a dagger in his gut. Not that he'd die from that. Works on mortals, though.
I've nothing to report, Odysseus. Not yet.
Well, you'll get him next time, I reckon.
Death to Kronos, sir.
He'll get his.
Going through new Pokemon games was exhausting because I wanted to get all the items on the floor. That does sound exhausting. Pokemon games in general for a completionist / you know, someone who likes to get everything out of it sounds exhausting to me. Gotta admit, I'm not a fan of Pokemon games though, for numerous reasons. I'm not saying they're bad, they're just ain't for me. I really like Baldur's Gate 3, did 3 runs before I decided I was thoroughly done. That's a lot of runs. I did 1. And I did every single side quest that I could possibly do in that. The only one that I didn't do, that I went out of my way not to do, was that Toy Maker quest in Act 3. Because I really didn't like the fact that there was no way of doing it that didn't involve, like, blowing everything up. I wanted them to be like some either way that you could talk through it, or something a bit crafty. It just felt weird that like in a game that has such amount of flexibility, the only way to do it was to basically mount an attack on a store that's in the middle of a bustling city. So I just left it on the table because I've looked at the rewards too and I figured like, it's not worth it. Oh yes, a couple of little pets that we have here as well.
Hi gang. Headmistress must have some important tasks for you.
I had a great time blowing everything up, but agreed it was inflexible. Yeah, it was just odd to not have any other options. If you played the first game, you may remember Hypnos, who I believe was the person who would be at the entrance every single time you went back to the hub area.
We'll find a way to wake you, O sleep. I promise.
I might be wrong about that. Okay, so I did the Toy Maker quest once. Yeah, it was just oddly unsatisfying, that. Alright, so here's where we can upgrade our stuff.
Headmistress lent me the Arcana.
So, yeah, you can pick different buffs here. While you channel, your magic moves, everything moves slower for 2 seconds. So we can use those ashes, the grey things, to upgrade that, so we'll take that. Let's see, after you exit a location, restore 2 hearts or 2 health, or twice that if you have no more than 30%. Okay, well, that will be useful. But we also got deal 20% damage to your foes in your casts. We'll take that.
The wayward son.
Let's see, I have 6 ash left. While you have less than 100% magic, your attack and special deal 30% damage. That is quite good. Oh, I don't have enough ash for it. Okay. And also, if you want to with these, you can actually deactivate them and reactivate them. You're not stuck with it. I also realize that my camera is blocking the way again. What was that? I'll just close the camera for this little bit. Yeah, so you can see. Okay. Yeah, can we afford? You know, I'll purchase this for now, since, like I said, you can always refund it. Okay. Put it back on.
That'll do.
Okay.
The task comes fast.
Just sit down.
Disciples, attention! Allay your fears. She has returned.
And this is the training area with someone that's somewhat recognizable if you play the first game.
At last. But this is war, young one, and you have many battles yet to come. The only question is, are you prepared to win? I'm not so sure here, so let's see you give me 20!
Commander Skelemius, sir.
Yeah, you can just beat the shit out of this guy. It's practice.
Disciples, watch and learn.
Oh yeah, there's a special other attack too.
Got all your magic back. Alright, that's enough. Unless you want to keep going. I shall return.
Forgive me, sir.
Just wait for him to respawn. Skellington. Yeah, so later on you can also get other weapons. Right now there is only, I think, 5 weapons in the game, and they will be adding more. But
Night are now at my disposal. Or shall be, soon enough.
yeah, you'll need to get items in order to actually make them. In my main save, I've got the Sister Blades, which are pretty fun, very close range, but very fast. And I have the Umbral Flames, which I'm not a big fan of. They're basically just like, for one thing, you walk around like this, like you're holding 2 Olympic torches. Actually, you walk around like this, like you're holding 2 Olympic torches, so you just like, and you just sort of throw fireballs from them. It kind of looks goofy, if I'm honest.
Much more than just this staff bathing in there.
Oh yeah, and also you can get gathering tools as well, which as you're going through your run, you can pick up different things and you can use those to craft stuff.
Death to Kronos. I'll see to that. No one is more prepared. Beyond the mists of Erebus, there should be a way down. Too risky heading through Elysium, and too risky to stay. All right, it's time.
Okay, so before I begin the next and hopefully more successful run, I'm going to take a quick break so I can use the bathroom and whatnot. Question of the day. I actually have one prepared this time. Let's see. Alright, question of the day. What was the first album or single that you ever bought? Whether that's on CD, whether it's on digital, or even a tape, if you're old enough. Yeah, what was the first album or CD that you ever bought, or both, if you remember? Answers in the chat. I'll be about 5 minutes or so, and yeah, I look forward to seeing your answers. Let me just post it and pin it. Oh, sorry, first album or single you ever bought. QOTD. I'll put on some music as well. Don't want it to just be silence. Okay, pinned. Put on some jams. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go stretch, and I will also make some more tea as well, so I'll be about 5 minutes or so. Enjoy the jazz in the meantime, and yeah, post your answers in the chat. See you soon. Bye. Alright, I am back. Sorry for the wait, I was still making my tea and it needs time to brew. But before we continue with Hades, two things. First, let's check in on Camus and see how he's doing. One moment. You won't be able to hear me over the microphone just because the microphone's here and I gotta go over there. But yeah, let's see how he's doing. One moment. Okay. As you can see, he's doing quite well. And I pointed out there his little tummy's still got a pretty bare patch on it because they had to give him, I think they gave him an ultrasound at one point. So yeah, he's still got like a shaved tummy. It's growing back, but I kind of want to shave it again because it feels very nice. I will not shave my cat, just to be clear. I feel like I shouldn't have to stipulate that on live stream, because that would be a weird thing to be taken out of context, saying I will not shave my cat. Alright, let's see, which albums did you all buy? First album I ever bought was Hannah Montana on CD. Must have been 2006. It had a holographic case and it felt like the coolest elementary schooler ever. Fancy case. I've got to admit, I've never heard anything by Hannah Montana, and I never saw an episode of the show. I genuinely don't remember. It's hard to remember. I don't remember the first single I ever bought, but the first album I ever bought was OK Computer by Radiohead, and to this day it is still my favorite album. In fact, in the next video it does get a significant mention as part of my music backstory, I guess. Yeah, my wife's is Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits. How about non-Greatest Hits album? No. Do you remember that one, dear? Purchasing music was so common and normal back when I was a baby, so no clue. Probably Spice Girls. I mean, a lot of people did buy that first album. It's like one of the best sellers in the UK's history, I think. Although, of course, you're in Netherlands. Also, Sumi, hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you here. Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory when I was 12. I remember hiding it from my parents. I still love it very much. Or the parents a little bit worried about you listening to music with edgy themes and whatnot. My parents heard me listening to my Radiohead album, and I think they were worried that I was severely depressed at such a young age. Which is fair. Like, there are some very depressing sounding songs on that album, like Exit Music and No Surprises, so they might have had a valid concern there. Yeah, sorry about the music. See, with OBS, you have two options with things like music. You can either have it so it captures the desktop audio, which would be everything on the desktop, but there's also an option so it can select a particular source of audio. So I choose Spotify for it, but it's in beta right now, so it isn't something that works perfectly, and it looked like it had a bug, but I was glad I was able to fix it. I remember the first album that meant something to me when I purchased Hybrid Theory. So we got some Linkin Park fans here. Gotta say, I wasn't a big fan of Linkin Park. Sumi raised him with me. And you're welcome to become his parent, Sumi. I think you do a very good job. The first non-greatest hits album was the Titanic instrumental soundtrack. Yeah, I remember you saying you were quite a big fan of Titanic growing up. My parents didn't understand English, so they would just let us play Linkin Park in primary. I mean, hey, that's one way to get away with it. My parents thought it was a waste of money to buy music. Ugh. Kind of reminds me of my parents in a way, because my parents aren't big music fans, and they weren't when I was younger as well, so they've always kind of been people that, like, you know, they liked some songs, but they weren't really into music in any kind of way, really. I think the most they had was like a Queen greatest hits, and my dad like had a Bob Marley greatest hits, but that was about it. And it's not like that they'd be it's not like they'd be putting it on like the record player all the time or anything like that. My dad was so proud that I wanted a Stevie Wonder album. No, Stevie Wonder is damn good, and yeah, your dad does like the jazz. Finally started seriously collecting and purchasing K-pop albums since 2 months ago, and I love it. Yeah, it's good to have a collection. I miss my album collection. As I've mentioned on the stream not too long ago, my record collection is since gone thanks to my parents and their attitudes towards music. So yeah, sadly, I had over 400 CDs and almost 200 vinyls gone. Not pleased about that, but you know, it is what it is. It's done. I hope you're good as well. I'm good, just a little bit tired, but you know, trying to relax and whatnot, as we do on a Tuesday. My parents would get like the same 10 to 15 albums, and I nearly remember every single song on them. My dad also used to listen to Iranian music quite a bit as I was growing up. Whenever we were in the car, he would always put on Iranian music, and it was like older stuff as well, so like the recording quality wasn't great. Let me put the game on again. The recording quality wasn't amazing. Like whenever they hit like high notes, it would always get like really trebly on it, so it would sound like really harsh on the ears. But yeah, I vividly remember like all of the Iranian music that he would play. I'd do an impression of it, but can I do an impression? Like, I'm half Iranian. Like, am I allowed to do an impression of like an Iranian singer? I don't know. I feel like I should be allowed. Cause yeah, I actually remember the lyrics of some of them, or at least how it goes. It was like, it's very similar to Greek music, to be honest with you. But yeah, he used to love playing that all the time.
Find the Titan. The Sigil of Frost.
Alright, new run. Let's hope this turns out better. The Sigil of Frost.
Headmistress told me so much about you, and now at last we meet. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Sounds like it's from Lord of the Rings. I guess I see that.
You look just like your mother. I'll not lose her again. I shall freeze hell in its entirety if that is what it takes to get her back. You'll help me, won't you, granddaughter?
Alright. Your attacks deal more damage and inflict freeze. Afflicted foes are stopped for 2 seconds, can be reapplied after 10 seconds. Your specials deal more damage and inflict freeze, so 40% increase. Your sprint forms a cyclone around you that lingers after you stop. Cyclone, a vortex that makes foes 20% slower and their range shots 60% slower, lasts for 3 seconds. I love the audio editing, didn't know this game. But the voice acting and post-processing sounds good. Yeah, the audio in these games is stellar. And it works with... One thing I always liked about them is like the voice acting is like quite subdued. It's not like, you know, they're really projecting like actors tend to do. It's very subtle instead. I'd love to do a voice for one of these games. Given the way that I talk, I feel like I'd be a good fit for it. Supergiant, if you're watching, and I know you are, cast me. I will be whatever in this game. I'll be a dog. I don't care. I'll be one of the heads of Cerberus. We'll take the damage then. I always like getting something that's just flat attack damage since you are using your attack most of the time.
Fall back to dust.
Oof. That was a good attack. You actually would. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. I always do like doing a bit of acting for videos on other people's YouTube stuff. It's very fun.
Shrouded labyrinthine Erebus lie countless souls of the dead, awaiting judgment that shall never come.
Let's see. I think Pokrach said I sound like that guy earlier. Within mist-shrouded labyrinthine... Within mist-shrouded labyrinthine Erebus lie countless souls of the dead, awaiting judgment that shall never come. I don't hear it.
Judged soon enough.
Thank you for subscribing, Meraukodziad. Sorry. If you are here, thank you very much for subscribing. Well, no, that freeze is pretty damn handy. In games like this, crowd control is always useful. Because boy, is there a lot of crowds in this. Alright, so I can either get more magic or I can get more monies. I'm gonna get some monies. These suckers. Oh man. It's making it too easy.
Golden coins.
Alright, more ash.
Come on.
Oh boy, she has a yellow health bar, so that means she's got armor. But no problem, because we can freeze things. I won't lie, this boon is pretty damn amazing. I am not having to worry about anything. For now. Okay, so I can either get more health or I can get another buff. You know what? I'm gonna be a coward. Get the health. Always good to have more security. Whoop. Whoop. By the way, you can't hear me clicking the controller over you can't hear me clicking the controller over and over again, can you? And if you can, is it annoying? So I know I'm mashing buttons here.
A centaur heart.
There we go. 25 more health. We can't hear it. We can, but treat it as ASMR. Okay, that's fine. So I'll just move it up a little bit. That might help. No problem, because we can freeze things. Me and the pizzas in my fridge. Oof. I think I'm going to be having some frozen pizza tonight. Some freschetta 4-cheese pizza. It's damn good. I can, but it's really quiet and not annoying. Okay, good to know. Because yeah, this as great as this controller is, this is a 8-bit do or 8-bit do, whatever you call it, ultimate. As great as it is, and I do highly recommend this controller. Not sponsored. The buttons are pretty clicky on it at times. Alright, so that's got a little skull next to it, which means it's going to be more of a challenge. I'm a coward once again, so I'm going to go for this one, which will be the Blessing of Poseidon.
The Trident Sigil.
I really wish I had this boon in the first run that I did, because it is really making it so much easier.
You're one of my father's brothers, aren't you? Then help him. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
My partner is playing Hades next to me. His clicks are significantly louder. Oh, well, there you go. Surround sound.
My long-lost niece, you live! We thought you met the same fate as your father, and your mother, and your brother. Oh. Well, how about we turn the tide and exact terrible revenge for poor old Hades and his kin?
I like that. We thought you met the same fate as your father, and your mother, and your brother. Why do we keep dying? Okay. Your Omega Cast immediately detonates, dealing damage and knocking foes away. After you enter a location, you prime 30 magic to reduce any damage that you would take. Damage reduction per hit -2. Okay. Whenever you claim a minor find or similar resource reward, a copy may appear. 20% chance. These are all kind of boring, I won't lie. But I'll take more safety. Why not?
All our enemies drown.
Sploosh. Is that a Wind Waker reference I hear? Okay, I'm glad I've got freeze now, because these so I'll show you. Yeah, this is what the Banshees do. They just chase you. Oh my god, I just took damage like a buffoon. Yeah, and they don't slow down. You just kind of have to outrun it. Sometimes forget to use my spells, because yeah, you can do other spells too.
Ash of the Dead.
or a drawn together reference, or an Archer reference, something that Pam would often say. It's been a while since I watched Archer. It was really good. Alright, so this is the Daedalus Hammer of some of the best upgrades that you can get in the game. So every single time there is a Daedalus Hammer, pretty much always have to go for it. Cats trap them / make them not move. Make a... Did I forget something here? I'm losing track of conversations. I'm looking forward to this Daedalus buff because they are very, very good. I'll try something crafty, get some environmental damage on this fool. There we go. Yeah, if you get environmental damage, it does a lot of damage. Oh no, don't get hit. There we go.
Daedalus hammer.
Let's see. Oh, casts. I thought you said cats trap them. That part of me. That was my mistake. Make them not move. Yeah, I might be missing out on something with the casts. I've just found not much useful utility for it yet. I did manage to get an Artemis one, where if you get them caught in the cast, then a moment later a bunch of arrows come out to attack them, and that did a good amount of damage, a lot of AoE. But like as its basic function, I really don't like how it slows you down so much. If you could move faster at your regular pace, I think that'd be great, but otherwise, okay. Your regular attack, oh sorry, your charged up regular attack deals 40% damage and also strikes sideways, so it will be like a cross, I imagine. Vampiric Cataclysm, after you slay a foe with your Omega attack, which is hold X, restore 5 health, which that could be great. Your Omega attack hits 2 times, but no longer strikes behind you. I feel like I have to go into that. Hang on. That will be super helpful with a boss, because obviously, if it's with kills... Actually, no, because bosses do release mob enemies, so that can be a good way to restore myself. So I'm going to go for this.
Further refined.
It's funny that I go for so much survivability, because in practically every other game I always go for glass cannon builds where I can just pump out as much damage as possible. The best defense is a good offense, that kind of mentality. I'm going to get more ashes so I can get more arcanas.
You dare.
Oh. See, like, that's the cast there that snares them. Oop, I don't have enough mana. Oh no, don't hurt me.
One remains.
I just realized if I'm to use that health restore skill, I need more mana, because I can only do 1 cast right now. And there we go, I can't use either of those, so I can go for more health, or I can get a pomegranate, which can upgrade one of my current skills. So if I can upgrade my basic attack again, that would be super helpful. Yeah, there's the snare. Oof. Don't know how I did that, but it was great. Whoa. Terrain kill. I am a pro at this.
A palm of power.
Dio, hello. Dio, aka Steve, how are you doing?
Of Hades,
I see you again.
and the souls of the dead, riches beyond imagination, even the remains of the deathless titans.
They'll end up back where they belong.
Let's see what I get. Hey, that's exactly what I was looking for. More damage for my basic attack.
These still grow in the underworld.
Alright, these bones. These are bones that you can get. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they are sort of a currency. Much like that sketch from I Think You Should Leave. Like and retweet if you understand that reference. Hard to catch a stream nowadays, but I'm doing good. How have you been, Salari? Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. How's your education going? I'm doing pretty well. Like I said, I've been pretty tired. Had a lot of stuff going on. Working on the next video. Just trying to, you know, recenter by playing a stressful roguelite game. Okay. Let us get some bone money. Let's try and snare these fools.
I can't.
Ooh. Okay. That skill is no joke. If you can get a good catch like that. Oh god, these are all armored. Stand your ground, Florida style. Alright.
There.
Went surprisingly well. Alright, so do I get more manas? Or do I potentially buy something good? Got like 2A and 1B and 1C. Got C in my communications class. Probably because I talked about video games being a fun topic and my professor wasn't a big fan of it. Yeah, that's kind of the risk with stuff like that. I've definitely had situations when I was at university and I talked about a topic that just simply did not appeal to professors, or tutors as we call them, or
Tucked away.
they didn't agree with me on like a fundamental level. In fact, I remember one thing that I did essay on, and we had to do a lot of essays at university, but I did an essay on basically about sex work within like the modeling industry, but not like, you know, direct sex work. You know, I was talking about like stuff that's links to the male gaze and how that like has an association with sex work. It was a complicated topic, but the tutor that I submitted it to, who was asking for it, didn't like the fact that I was basically validating sex work. Said that, you know, it's not an industry that it should be likened to or validated by, and I completely disagree with him. He gave me a straight up fail on it, and he shouldn't be doing that because that is his bias getting in the way of my study or my essay, whatever you want to call it. Took it to another professor, asked him if he could mark it, if he could change the score, whatever on it. He did it, got like a perfect A on it, said it's great. So yeah, sometimes unfortunately bias of teachers gets in the way of things. Oh yeah, this is the first time we've seen the shop. So this is Karen, or Charon, however you want to pronounce it, the boat keeper of the underworld of the River Styx. I can't remember exactly. Sounds so unfair. Yeah, to be honest, this professor was a dick. Like, he did not like me. He called me out numerous times. Like, I'll give you an example. Not to get too far off topic here, because obviously we're playing the game. But, yeah, there was one time, and don't get me wrong, I like to talk a lot in classes. Like, I would like start up conversations and whatnot. I don't think I was disruptive, but I did like to, you know, encourage discussion. I didn't just sit there with my pen and paper on my laptop and just let things fly by. I like to actually, you know, get my education through critical thinking and whatnot. And one time, we were talking about like characters and narrative in movies, shows, etc. Because I studied TV production, and one time, like, I ended up talking to the person that was next to me was my friend / roommate, and we were talking about these different character types, and she asked me like, what is, you know, this character type? I can't remember exactly what it was, but she asked me like what this type was, and I explained it to her, like, you know, think about this character in this show, this is who you think, that's the kind that you're thinking of. But then as I was explaining this, and I said it very quietly as well, I didn't say it out loud or anything, this arsehole of a teacher, this tutor, points me out and it says, you know what, Salari, other tutors have been me and the other tutors have been talking about you, and the one thing that we all agree on is that you interrupt our classes way too much. And being the smug little arsehole that I was, I ended up, instead of like just sitting there looking guilty, I ended up just like, I took a moment and I was like, well, you know, at least you're all talking about me, and that's pretty nice. And he did not know how to respond to that. And this wasn't one of those and everyone got up and clapped moments or anything like that. I was very proud of that moment. I like, you know, a quick win. You have those moments which you're pretty proud of in your life, and that was one of them, because Andy Fox was a prick. Anyway. It sounds so immature to disagree with a student's opinion, thesis, just ignore the actual paper. It was very immature, yeah. I hope he's no longer at that school. He was a terrible teacher. At least you create an interesting discussion. Exactly, and you know, that's what people should be at university for, to have discussions. But yeah, that teacher was terrible. Just to add fuel to that fire, actually. Second year that we came in, another diversion here, sorry about this. Second year that we started at university, came in, they brought in these amazing Avid editing suites. Now, if you know video editing, you'll know that Avid is top tier stuff. Like, it is very good, but very, very difficult to use. Like, with Premiere Pro, with Adobe Premiere Pro, editing with that is like using an X-Acto knife, like a, you know, just like a box cutter, just to like craft things out and everything, you know, cut up the paper, cut up the film, etc. Like, you know, very simple. You can do with complicated stuff with Premiere, but it's fairly straightforward compared. Avid is like doing open heart surgery. It's that complicated to use it. First day that we've seen these editing suites, we're brought into the class, our editing class, so we could learn it. And this tutor says to us, you're gonna have to learn how to use these things in your own time. In other words, they brought in all of this fancy software, all of this fancy hardware, all of it. And they didn't have anyone at a university to teach us how to use it. Now, imagine if you signed up to like a baking class. You go there at night, you go like, you know, to a night class. You get there and the teacher's there and they put a bunch of equipment in front of you, put like a stand mixer, some cake tins, a bunch of ingredients, and no recipe or anything like that. And they just say to you, hi, welcome to baking class. Thank you for paying to sign up to this night school class. Here's all the stuff that you can use to make a cake. Make me a 3-tiered wedding cake using this ingredients. Figure it out yourself. Exact kind of thing. I remember thinking that it was bullshit back then, which it absolutely was. And to make it even more bullshit, at the very end of our degree, 2 years after that day where we're shown the editing suites, at the very end of our degree, then they have some people come in from Avid to show us some tips and tricks. And this tutor, he was learning how to edit in his own time, so he was just trying to basically stay ahead of us in the learning race. and his editing was, excuse me, fucking dog shit. It looked like Windows Movie Maker shit. How are you being paid to teach us this garbage? God, it rubs me the wrong way to this day. I seriously wish, had I got, you know, if I was able to go back in time, I seriously wish that I rallied together the rest of the students and like got the school to make some changes here, forced them to hire someone who actually knows how to use the software, because in retrospect, I truly regret that. Completely unacceptable from a professional higher education school. I'm running out of words. From a higher education school. Absolute nonsense. Yeah, if you ever have to put up with shit like that at your university or college or whatever, do not put up with it. Say something. I highly regret not saying anything about that. Bullshit. Anyway, Hades. Sorry, I had to go off on that. It always makes me feel like so angry when I look back on that. Did they have you rate your professor website when you went to school? No, they didn't, sadly. Actually, maybe they did, and maybe I didn't hear about it, but yeah, he'd get a big fat F if he was. Big fat F for fuckhead. I dropped out of university, couldn't stand it. I spent so much money to get a complete gamble every quarter on if I had great class or time wasters. Yeah, it's bullshit. Like, it shouldn't be a gamble at all. I forgot I was subbed. Damn, how long have I been subbed to you? I mean, I appreciate it, staying subbed. Very glad to have you here in that case. Hope you're enjoying the stream of me ranting on about a professor. Took me 6+ years to pay off the loans for 1 year of university. I'll let you in on a little secret. I haven't paid off my loans, and since I've left the country for more than 5 years, I'll never have to pay off those loans. Besides, after all that, they don't deserve a fucking penny. Okay, so here's Karen, the Stygian boatman.
I'm in your debt, Lord Charon. These provisions surely shall make all the difference in my task. What gold I find is yours.
So just to explain how, very quickly, just to explain how loans, higher education loans work in the UK is very, very different from a lot of other places in the world. It's still overpriced, like it's still really fucking overpriced, but the way that it works is differently to, like, say, America. Because like in America, pretty much 6 months after you graduate, you have to start paying your loans. America's one of the worst in the world, if not the worst. Shocker, I know. But the way that it works in the UK is that you have the loans, but you only have to start paying them back once you reach a certain income threshold. And if you are not at that threshold, if you are below it, or if you are unemployed, or if you have become disabled, then you don't have to pay it anymore. But as soon as you reach, like, you know, if you're not disabled, if you're looking for work or in active work, as soon as you hit that threshold, then you have to start paying it back, and it's like a fixed percentage, and it's not a massive percentage. It's honestly not a bad system, but still the cost of it is ridiculous. It's like £10,000 per year for university. But yeah, that is how it works. But yes, there is a loophole that basically if you haven't been able to pay for 5 years, I believe, or if they've not been able to contact you for 5 years, basically they just forget about you. So technically I'm free of student loans now, which is nice. All right, Hades. So yeah, this is where you spend your gold coins here. I have 280 gold. I will use it to buy some health, and I will use it to buy a boon.
This one, please.
My blessing made it all that way on just a rickety old wooden ferry boat. Must be a litany of fire safety hazards there, although plenty of water near with which to put them out.
You're right, love. You want a fire spell? I think it's the same in Australia, but here in the US it sucks. Yeah, the US is truly abysmal. Like, oh my god. We actually did an episode of Last Week Tonight on student loans recently, which I recommend you look up if you're interested. It's very good. Okay, your specials inflict Scorch, which is the projectile skill. Rapidly restore. Oh, this is the thing that cuts your life down again. No. Hold cast to aim a fiery projectile that explodes on impact. The binding circle forms there. Okay, I will take that. Wait. Maybe? You know what, I'll go for this.
Flame of the Hearth.
Got 130 gold left. I can either upgrade a skill or... You know what? I'll just take the life. Who am I kidding? Coins for the spooky boatman. He's a good guy, Karen. Alright, first boss fight. See how this goes.
Be safe, Lord Charon. Headmistress.
There she is. Welcome to the edge of Erebus. Well done, Milinoe.
Thank you, Headmistress Hecate. I could not have reached this point without your guidance.
And in turn, you shall not pass this point without a demonstration of your capability.
My capability? You'd have us face each other here, even though my task has already begun.
Your training shall never be complete. And I would know if you stand any chance at all against our enemy.
Here we go.
Crossed flames awaken.
I get the feeling I can't freeze her. Ah, you bastard. I lost it.
Threefold.
Alright, she splits up into 3. One of them is real. Classic video game stuff. Whoop! Nice. Got some terrain damage. Whoop.
Well struck.
Alright.
Arise, sisters.
Ooh. There is one point where she can curse you and turn you into a sheep with limited movement, and I have no idea whether there's a way to avoid it. You'll know what it is when it happens, but I can't tell if there's a way to outrun it or dodge it. It's tough.
Press the attack.
Oh. I wish I could regenerate my magic. That was dumb.
Three against one.
Okay. By the way, sorry if I'm quiet during this. As you can imagine, it takes quite a bit of concentration.
Fire. Good.
This is it. 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 See? It's so fast.
On you.
Now I'm a tiny sheep. Oh my god. Oh, there we go. Thank god.
evade this.
Oh my god, so much is happening. Just have to kill these mobs first. There we go. Woo!
Present future.
Nice, nice, nice. Oh shit. I forgot that they return back. Alright, I think I got this. Ooh. I need to make more wacky let's play noises. That's how you get good at video games. Come on, there we go. Hey!
You fought with diligence and with ferocity, but surely there is more for you to learn beyond this threshold.
GG, thank you very much, thank you. Yes, I am the greatest. It's avoidable, but harder again. How do you avoid it then? Because I've not been able to avoid it. I have another run. I mean, I've only done like 4 runs, admittedly, but like, I know you can get a faster sprint. But I want to know if there's a way that you can avoid it without buffs or anything like that.
I look forward to it, Headmistress. What about you? Can you not join me?
No, I dare not stray too far from our abode. Continue now your task. I shall await your safe return.
GG's. Yep, so now we get to go into the next area.
Thank you, Headmistress. I passed the test.
That's my tea done for the day. Okay, so now we get to go to the next one where all of the enemies have gone up in strength and health.
Cinder.
I believe that cinder can be used to make new weapons. Okay. Smells like up gamer in here. What's up, gamer? Actually didn't lose that much health there. In fact, if you have one, tell me your favorite dumb joke. I always like really dumb jokes.
Ugh, that's cold.
Look who.
Yeah, this lady isn't nice. Whenever you talk to her, and you have to talk to her, she gives you a awful debuff, making your first few runs pretty damn awful. Nothing much. What's up with you, gamer? It's a knee slapper. Although my knee isn't visible, so I slap my chest.
You're a long way from the crossroads trouble. So this is where the real action is, huh? Weren't you supposed to still be practicing?
Things took a turn, Eris. You know how it goes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to.
Thanks for letting me have that. You're welcome. I'm always open for letting someone, you know, get their way with a terrible joke. Is that your rival in Pokemon? Yes, this is your Gary.
Always in such a rush. I'd really hate to slow you down. Though, let's hang out sometime, okay? Have a great night. Oh, one last thing.
Yeah, blessed by strife. And you will see that that blessing, your foes deal plus 20% damage. This grows each encounter. And as far as I'm aware, there is no way of getting rid of it. What do you call a bear without teeth? I feel like I know this, but go on, tell me. Got me back. I had a feeling it was that. I should have said it. But good one. I like that.
Lurkers.
See, one of my favorite ones, I think I've said it before. Well, this is easy. What do you call a deaf gorilla? Whatever you want, it can't hear you. You stay there, I'll just keep hitting you. Dun, 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 dun. Ow! Well, there goes my arrogance.
Can't right now.
I was outside of that AoE there, right? I'm not imagining things. He's there if you're too good too early. Really? Is that actually true? Someone got me this joke a couple of days ago. Oh, got me with this joke. Okay.
Olympus, I accept this message.
That is a good joke. I may steal it. Let's see, your Omega cast immediately detonates, dealing damage and knocking foes away. Pretty good. After you strike a foe with your weapon, a spirit bubble may appear, which restores 20 magic, which could be very useful. Whenever you claim a minor find, a similar resource reward, a copy may appear. 20. We've already had that. I'm going to take this one. 10% chance. I've used it before. There is a very good chance of getting a bubble. Do I want monies or an upgrade? No, I'm gonna get monies. Bort night. Woo. See, already getting bubbles. Oh, come on. I hate homing projectiles in these games. Ah! I lost like half my health from that. That's bullshit. And there's the environmental damage happening too. There's not enough happening. Yeah, I think my, despite my freezing skills, I think my damage is starting to plateau. Ooh.
It's no use.
Damn it, don't have enough to make a magic spell. Okay, we'll just stun lock this one. There we go. Dunzo. Monies. It's like Fortnite, but with a bee. Actually, in the parking lot of my apartment complex, I did once see a car with a bumper sticker. There was the poop emoji, and it said Fortnite on it, and I laughed way too much for an adult person.
Down the drain. That breathing.
Okay, so I'm gonna get some health, and I will get another. Oh wait, what's this over here?
Even the faintest river current in the underworld bears willingly the boatman of the dead, wheresoever he may please.
I'm grateful he made the trip.
It's pretty good. It is pretty good. I don't know, you know, it's a stupid joke. It's funny. Alright, we'll get another Poseidon buff.
Accept this message.
Immediately detonates. We've already seen that. Sprint deals damage on impact and knocks away foes away, but uses 5 magic per hit. And the minor fine thing, stop giving me that buff, it kind of sucks. We'll do this one, the one that immediately detonates. I've never used it before, but we'll see. No, I don't want to do that because it's a super powerful encounter. But for Artemis. Is it Artemis? I can't remember.
Serpents.
See how good this is. Ooh, that's pretty good. Feel like I have to get more magic. I have enough for like 1 spell and that's not enough. I hope we can at least get to the boss of this area, which I won't lie, I probably won't be able to defeat, but the music is a banger. Stop fucking hitting me. Whoop. Gotta watch out for these AoEs. That's the thing with Hades, they really up the amount of shit going on when you get into the next section. You have to keep track of so many different things.
That light.
I'm gonna head out. Have a good one. Salari, later chat. Thank you very much. Omerto, Pete. Nice to see you here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see. Gather this. Let's see what our boon is.
Your great aunt Hestia is not exactly as she seems. In olden times, she was content merely to let her flames keep sputtering within the hearths of mortal homes. Admit to it, sister. You've changed.
And you, Demeter, you've not changed at all. None of you have. It's why you're in a heap of trouble now. Or we, I ought to say. Good thing your grandkids coming to our rescue.
Getting into a fight. Oh, no, these are the special ones, the duo spells, where you get the power of 2 gods. Whenever you inflict freeze, which is very often, as we've seen, amplify any scorch effects already on the foe. Do I have a scorch effect? I think I do. I think my Y special is... Yes.
Cool and brisk.
Okay. Bones or these things. I'll take these things. Okay.
Shellbacks.
These guys can only be damaged when they're outside of their shell. Okay, so the strategy should be to scorch them with the Y spell and then hit the freeze. There we go. Oh! I'm kind of trapped. More magic. Yeah, fucking steam. Feel like I need more damage. Line him up. Boom. Okay.
As expected.
Okay, so I should probably do this since it will give me more magic. Here we go.
Pinhead.
Oh, these guys. A bit of a pain. They love to show up in masses. Ruin your day. Although, since there's a lot of them, and I have that spell recovery thing, health recovery from doing that attack, that can be handy. So it means if there's a big mob of enemies, I can just do that big attack on them and restore my health completely.
Do it.
Although it would help if I had the mana to do it. There we go. Ooh. Oh, fuck you. These things really need whittling away at. Just fucking volleying these things constantly. This is annoying.
For me.
That was way too much effort. Alright. I can unseal these, or I can play it safe. I'll go for this one. I'm gonna play it safe. I should have done otherwise. Oh boy, oh boy, okay, okay. Fuck all y'all. That was a lot more intense than it looked, and it looked pretty damn intense.
In the name of Hades.
2 epics. Your sprint destroys most range shots near you and inflicts scorch on enemies that fired. Gain health and magic, but give up 1 boon selected by Hestia Freezer Burn. Your Omega Special inflicts bonus Scorch if enemies are unafflicted. Okay. What is... Let me just look over my spells. I'll go for this one. I'm not crazy about any of these, but... it's something. I don't have a ton of money, but fuck it.
What do we have in stock?
Smash up some pots and hope that there's some change in these.
An ever-present.
Oh, we're about to get to the boss.
The nightmare bringing Princess ever forward, towards the beauty, deeper into the abyss.
It's very pretty. What's everybody queuing for?
Queue and see My Chemical Romance live. Alright, gonna... yeah, I'll buy some health, may as well. Alright, before I do this fight, I really need the bathroom, so I will be right back. I just got a message that OBS disconnected. Is everything okay? Can you see it? One second. All right. Yep, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Like I said, I just need to use the bathroom. Yeah, see you in a moment. Okay, I am back. The game isn't showing. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do this boss. As a heads up, I've only defeated this boss once, but I've also only fought it twice. So my hope here is that with the skills that I have, with the boons that I have, namely with the one that spawns the bubbles so I can refill my magic, and the ones that lets me recoup health with that AoE blast attack, I can stay survivable, because at the very end of it, a bunch of fish spawn and it is a nightmare to deal with. But enjoy the music.
Oh, no way. No way.
who's never come to see our shows. You must be different. What's your name? Oh, make yourself comfy. We're just about to start, aren't we, gals?
Sirens. I should have known you were the source of all that singing. Slinked down into the underworld, have you?
Good luck. Well, thank you. I shall need it.
It's the perfect pressure down here. Beats the pressure trying to make art while all our fans are watching, begging, Skilla, where's your next soul?
Don't you drown your so-called fans to death? Have you even got any left?
Oh, don't ever say such things about our fans. Oh, hey, gals, let's say we give her the old song and dance.
Here we go.
Sirens! Come on, sailors, hear my music, echoing through sea and foam. Bring your holy to my harbor. Join the teeming waves below. Down, down, king of bones with the cold. Down, save your breath 'cause you're gonna drown. Gods and witches cannot. Curses are my endless muse. All who hear me praise my father. This shall be their final clue. Down, king of bones with a cold crown. Drown, drown. Save your breath 'cause tonight you're gonna come to me, my tasty souls. Always room for yourself at home, my darling. Take a dip and sail on. Down, down, king drums.
That's one.
Drown, save your breath.
You'll notice the drums are now gone from the song. Really need to watch out for my health.
Come on, sailors, hear my music.
gonna be a winning run, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ooh, okay, I have only 7 health. Yeah, nothing short of a miracle if I do this. Oh, come. Oh well. Not bad, all things considered. But yes, that music was a banger.
Blast those sirens.
Oh well, at least we have Froggy.
Sirens are amphibious. You know their weaknesses, Frenos? Come here, you little bug.
Alright. Let's just pay a quick visit around here, and I think I might call it a day.
Hail, Shades.
Yeah, that's a tough fight. I think my main problem there was just even though I had a good amount of like crowd control, a lot of it was dependent on the fact of reaching the last phase of the fight, because at that last phase she spawns a bunch of those like little swordfish, like a lot of them. But since I could recover health by doing that like blast attack where, you know, it's a straight forward and back blast, I could have just stayed completely alive because I could have just healed off the death of every single one of them. So I was trying to at least get to that point, but I couldn't, unfortunately. My damage output was very, very low there. And that's because I'd mostly invested in survivability instead of actually doing damage.
Moonlight guide you.
Moonlight guide us all. At least our cauldron's finally purified, praise the fates. Speaking of which, are you as yet considering an invocation to them? I have my doubts that they would listen even now.
If there's any chance the 3 fates shall aid us, I'll take it. Thank you for preparing things for me. Though I'm well short of freshly picked reagents still.
I'd offer such reagents if I could, but as you venture past this glade, look carefully along your path and you shall find them. Fate's willing.
Yes, headmistress.
Yes, so now we have the cauldron, which can unlock some buffs for us.
This.
Beseech the 3 fates to lend their aid in a time of great need. Apparently this is like a random thing where the fates will offer you some kind of help. I've never actually used it yet. You can hire a merchant where you can use the bones to buy things, and you can use gathering tools within the silver pool so you can get different materials. I reckon I'll probably go for this one.
Dark of chaos, light of moon, heed now my will.
I tend to avoid risks as well. But when I don't, I usually enjoy more. Yeah, like I said, in other games I generally go for glass cannon builds. You know, high damage output, low survivability. Oh, I can buy both. Okay.
I'm ready. By blood and darkness.
But I guess since I'm still pretty green with Hades,
Welcome to the crossroads.
it's only like when only when I like build up like my mechanical prowess that I tend to invest more in the damage side of things.
After ever-scheming Kronos claimed the House of Hades, shades of the dead residing there, all scattered to the ends of the earth.
You shades are welcome here and safe.
Talk to this big boy.
Hail, broker.
Psyche or Fate Fabric? I don't know what I'd want right now. Let's talk to these fools.
Mother, you passed her little test that time. Must have felt so good beating her ass to the ground. Don't get to spar with her, so I can only imagine.
We're not just sparring. You don't know our craft.
I know I could take her.
A moment, goddess.
Salutations.
Salutations, goddess. Word has it Eris has been spotted in the depths along your path. Intelligence you likely could have used before. She made your journey worse for you. Apologies, goddess.
Yes, she did make my journey worse.
She's trying to stop me, or at least slow me down, and she knows too much about our intentions. What do we do? Children of Nyx are supposed to be on our side.
She doesn't know the half of what we've planned. Besides, her boredom drives her more than anything. Run into her a few more times, she'll soon grow sick of it and go away.
I feel like I need to find a YouTube video like apprising me of the story of the first game, because I have lost track of quite a lot of it, and I'm a little bit in the dark here.
So deems the great tactician.
Aye, goddess.
Alright, we'll feed these pets.
How fare my favorite hound and polecat friends? Rest easy, son of Nyx.
Alright. Okay. I think I will call it there. Let's see. Let me quit. Okay. Alright. That's the first gaming stream on YouTube. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you do have any suggestions of games that might be good for the stream, then please let me know. I am open to anything. I think I'm going to play a bit of Final Fantasy XIV at some point as well. Just do some general stuff there, maybe some dungeons, maybe some alliance raids, whatever. I need to get back into it though, because it's been a while since I've been into the full swing, and Dawn Trail is coming out soon, so I need to be prepared for that. But yeah, let me know. Next week, I will probably do another baking stream. I'm tempted to make madeleines, which, if you don't know what those are, let me pull up a picture of the last time I made one, or made them. 1 second. It was a while ago. I think it was like a couple of years ago now, actually. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Yep. So here are the madeleines. Lovely little cakey things that you can put either lemon zest or orange zest or mint or whatever you want inside of it. And I dipped them in some chocolate as well. Very, very, very nice. They're sort of like a shell shape on the top of it. It doesn't stand out very well in these images. But you need like a special tray to get them like that, which I managed to get super cheap. But yeah, they're very nice madeleines. And I've been craving them recently. It's going to be seashell shaped. Yeah, it's like a seashell kind of thing. But yeah, they're very lovely. I'm going to make either that, or I am tempted to make Jordan Marsh style blueberry muffins, which I've shared in the Discord before, but let me find a picture of them. I made these not too long ago, and they are amazing. 1 second. Okay. Okay, yeah. These are the ones I'm talking about here. Jordan Marsh style. Jordan Marsh is it refers to an old department store from the US called Jordan Marsh, and these were the blueberry muffins that they sold there. They were very much loved for these, but it's a style that's continued to this day. It's basically just a nice crust of granulated sugar on the top of it. Very melt in your mouth kind of texture on the top. Good amount of crisp. That nice softness underneath it. Oof, it's so good. But yeah, either madeleines or the cupcakes, muffins. We shall see. I might put a poll in the Discord, see how that goes. But, you know, also, yeah, if you have any suggestions about stuff to bake, please let me know. You know, it's... If I'm going to continue baking stuff on stream, it's always good to have ideas for stuff, so I'm always open to things. Generally, the only prerequisite that I have for stuff to bake is stuff that can be made within, like, 3 to 4 hours or something like that. Because, like, as much as I'd love to be able to bake bread or something, because bread is one of my favorite things to make, bread takes, like, 7 hours all in all, because you got to wait for it to rise for 3 hours accumulatively. Actually, no, I mean, it takes about 4 hours, but, you know, that's still a lot. But, yeah, these muffins are incredible. There we go. Oof. Excellent. I'm kind of veering towards these a bit more now, but we'll see. Either way, we'll have tasty treats. But yeah, like I said, if you want to suggest games, if you want to suggest stuff to bake, feel free to do so. Let's see, I love Madeleines as a kid. Yeah, they're wonderful. They are so good. If you've never tried Madeleines, they usually sell them at your supermarket. Give them a try. They are so nice. But once again, thank you very much for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed Hades. I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope it was relaxing, even though we were playing a pretty stressful game. I will see you next week, same time, same stream, 2 p.m. EDT on a Tuesday. In the meantime, if you wish, join the Discord if you haven't already. You should see it pop up in the chat in a moment. There we go. But thank you very much once again for watching, everyone. Take care. The new video will be out soon. TM. But I'll announce in the Discord when it is available. Much love. Be well. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.